There are places in this world where certainty fades, places where even the most seasoned pilots fall silent. The Bermuda Triangle, a vast expanse of ocean stretching between Miami, San Juan, and the island of Bermuda. To the eye, it is no different from any other part of the Atlantic. Blue skies, shifting clouds, rolling waves, yet beneath its surface, a deeper story lingers, one written not in charts or instruments, but in the voices of those who disappeared and those who searched for them. Our story begins on a December afternoon in the year 1945. The war had ended, but the United States Navy remained vigilant. At Fort Lauderdale Naval Air Station, 5 Grumman TBF Avenger bombers prepared for a routine training mission. This was Flight 19, 14 men, led by Lieutenant Charles Taylor, an experienced combat pilot with more than 2,500 flight hours. His crew respected him, they trusted him, and they had no reason to believe this mission would be any different from those before. At 2:10 p.m., Flight 19 lifted from the tarmac. Engines steady, formation tight. Their course was simple: east to Hens and Chicken Shoals, then north to Grand Bahama, and finally west back to base. The first hour passed without incident. Over the clear waters of the Bahamas, the pilots completed their bombing runs. Their voices on the radio remained calm, precise. Then, something changed. At 3:40 p.m., Taylor's voice came through, strained. "We cannot see land. We seem to be off course." His compasses, both had failed. Without a reliable heading, the squadron was adrift over an endless sea. One by one, the other pilots reported the same. Uncertainty crept in. Altitude, heading, position, all became unclear. At 4:25 p.m., Taylor radioed again. "Everything looks strange. We are not sure of our position." Time passed. Fuel dwindled. The sun dipped lower. As the weather worsened, static filled the airwaves. The last clear transmission came just after 6 p.m. "All planes close up tight. We will have to ditch unless landfall. When the first plane drops below 10 gallons, we all go down together." Then, silence. No mayday, no wreckage, no trace. A rescue mission was launched that very evening. A Martin PBM Mariner seaplane with a crew of 13. It, too, vanished. Witnesses on a nearby ship reported a sudden explosion. But when searchers arrived, the sea was empty. No debris, no survivors. Over the following days, more than 200 aircraft and ships scoured the region. Their reports were unanimous. The ocean gave nothing back. Flight 19 was gone, and with it, the legend of the Bermuda Triangle began. In the next part, we will follow the fate of civilian airliners, flights that vanished not in wartime, but in peace, flights that left no distress call and no answers. Time passed. The war receded into memory. Civil aviation entered a new era. Sleek airliners crossed oceans with ease. Yet the triangle remained, waiting. In January of 1948, British South American Airways prepared a transatlantic flight. The aircraft was a Tudor IV, registration GAHNP. Her name, Star Tiger. On board were 25 passengers and 6 crew, experienced men, seasoned aviators, among them Captain Brian McMillan, a careful, methodical pilot, trusted by his peers. That evening, the Star Tiger departed from Santa Maria, bound for Bermuda. Weather reports showed turbulence ahead, strong winds, a cold front moving east, but nothing beyond what the crew had handled before. Shortly after midnight, the flight descended to avoid headwinds. At 1:15 a.m., a position report placed them less than 300 miles from Bermuda. All systems normal, fuel sufficient, no distress. The last radio transmission came at 3:15 a.m. Estimated time of arrival, 0420. Then, nothing. No further contact, no distress signal. When Bermuda radio attempted to reach the aircraft, there was only silence. Search and rescue efforts began at first light. Dozens of aircraft and ships combed the sea, but the Star Tiger and all aboard had vanished. There were no witnesses, no floating debris, no oil slick. Official inquiry records are stark. The conclusion reads, cause unknown, aircraft and occupants missing without trace. It should have ended there, but it did not. Less than a year later, another aircraft, another flight into silence. This time, a Douglas DC-3, registration NC16002, operating a routine service from San Juan, Puerto Rico to Miami. On board, 29 passengers and 3 crew, families returning from the holidays. Flight planned, clear skies, calm winds, a simple journey. But as the night wore on, small troubles appeared. Radio issues, electrical irregularities. Captain Robert Lindquist reported the problems, but continued, confident. At 4:13 a.m., a faint transmission was received. Approaching field, 50 miles south of Miami, low on fuel. No urgency, no panic. Then, silence. No further contact was made. What followed mirrored the search for Star Tiger. Extensive patrols, countless flight hours, an ocean swept clean. Again, no wreckage, no life rafts, no answers. In the records of these flights, one common thread emerges. In each case, the aircraft was on approach, close to land, final stages of flight. Yet in those final miles, each was lost. Today, we still do not know why. As we move into the modern era, with satellites, advanced radar, global navigation, the triangle should have surrendered its secrets, and yet it has not. In the next part, we will explore recent cases, flights lost in an age of precision, and the lingering questions that remain. One might think that with modern technology, such disappearances would no longer occur. Today's aircraft fly with advanced avionics. Satellites watch from above. Communications span the globe. And yet, even now, the silence remains. It was May of 2017. A Mitsubishi MU-2B, small, fast, capable, departed from Puerto Rico. 4 souls on board, including the pilot, Nathan Ulrich, an experienced flyer. Also among them, Jennifer Blumen, a businesswoman from New York, and her 2 young sons. The destination was Titusville, Florida. The weather was clear, the route familiar. At 7,000 feet, the aircraft flew steadily, voice reports normal. No indication of trouble. Then, contact was lost. Air traffic controllers called repeatedly. No reply. No transponder signal. An extensive search was launched. Coast Guard cutters, aircraft, satellite imagery reviewed, frame by frame. Eventually, debris was found. A seat cushion, a fragment of fuselage, drifting. But no bodies, no intact wreckage. Again, the ocean kept its secrets. That same year, another incident. Turkish Airlines Flight TK183, an Airbus A330, en route from Istanbul to Havana, a state-of-the-art aircraft, flown by one of the world's major airlines. As the aircraft crossed south of Bermuda, something unexpected occurred. Without warning, avionics failed, displays blanked, autopilot disengaged, flight control became erratic, communications faltered. For several tense minutes, the crew fought to regain control. Passengers sat in dimmed cabins, uncertain, waiting. The pilots managed an emergency diversion to Washington. The aircraft landed safely, yet the cause of the failure remains unresolved. And so, the pattern continues. Different aircraft, different eras, yet always a sudden loss of situational awareness. No single theory explains it all. Magnetic anomalies are known to exist in the region, but no conclusive link has been proven. Sudden weather changes, microbursts, rogue waves, all plausible. Yet they cannot account for every case. There are even deeper theories. Methane hydrates, disrupting air density, atmospheric ducting, causing radar shadows. But these too remain unconfirmed. And then there are the stories, told in quiet voices by pilots who have survived encounters in this space. Strange fog, time distortion, instruments behaving inexplicably. As an investigator, I must weigh evidence, not legend, but even so, one fact remains clear. For over 70 years, this region has challenged our understanding. Even now, with all that we know, there are places in the sky where mystery lingers. The Bermuda Triangle is not a curse, nor is it beyond reason. It is a reminder that in the vastness of the earth and the sea, there are still questions we have yet to answer, and for every flight that passes safely, there are those that did not return.